Breathe in and gently out. Let the weight of the day dissolve into the darkness around you. Tonight, we are not here to solve puzzles or face challenges. We are here to drift, to wonder. We travel to a place where the fundamental rules of our universe seem to bend, where an object, a whisper in the cosmic dark, appears to move faster than light itself. A motion that should not be possible, a paradox wrapped in starlight. You don't need to understand the equations or the theories. You only need to listen to allow your mind to float. As we explore this impossible wonder, let my voice be your guide into a deep, peaceful, and restorative sleep. For eons we have looked to the stars and believed in a universal speed limit, a sacred boundary drawn not by us but by the universe itself. The speed of light. It was Albert Einstein, in his quiet, profound contemplation, who unveiled this law to us. He painted a picture of space-time, a vast, invisible fabric, where nothing, absolutely nothing, could outrun a single photon of light. It is the ultimate constant, the steady, unwavering metronome of the cosmos. Our entire understanding of cause and effect, of a before and an after, is built upon this one, beautifully simple and elegant law. It is the foundation of our reality. But what if we saw something that appeared to break it? Soft, atmospheric music begins and fades into the background. Settle in. Close your eyes. Let the world outside fade away, becoming a distant echo. Feel the stillness around you, the quiet dark. It is here, in this peaceful void, that we can begin to listen, not with our ears, but with our imagination. Listen to the silence of space. It is not empty. It is filled with a hum, a deep and ancient rhythm, a fundamental truth whispered since the dawn of time. It is a law, written not in words, but in the very fabric of existence, a silent agreement that binds every star, every galaxy, every atom. It is a sacred boundary. We can call it the cosmic speed limit. Imagine a vast celestial ocean, not of water, but of space and time. Within this ocean there is a current, a single universal flow. It is the current of existence itself. And light, starlight, is its fastest ship. Nothing can outpace its journey. Nothing can break its sacred pace. This is not a rule to be broken. It is the rhythm of the universe, a universal heartbeat pulsing steadily through eternity. Everything in the cosmos dances to this one constant beat. The slow waltz of a nebula, the fiery spin of a newborn star, the silent glide of a lonely planet. All are bound by this ultimate tempo, the tempo of light itself. It is the universe's most profound promise, that nothing can travel faster than the light that reveals it. This is the ultimate speed, the final frontier of motion, because light is more than just brightness. It is the universe's memory. It is the ultimate messenger, the weaver of yesterday. Think of every photon, every tiny courier of light, as a storyteller, carrying a single, perfect moment from the past. The light that left a distant star 1,000,000 years ago is only just now arriving at our cosmic shore. It carries the story of a sun that may no longer exist, a ghost of a fire delivered faithfully across an ocean of time. This light is a letter from a forgotten epoch. Its journey was governed by that one unbreakable rule. It could not hurry. It could not slow down. It traveled at the one true speed, the speed of telling, the speed of knowing. The universe, you see, reveals itself in layers, each layer carried by these tireless messengers. They weave a grand tapestry of what was, a picture of the cosmos painted with ancient light. If a messenger could outrun the others, if one thread could move faster than the weaver's hand, the tapestry would tear. The story would become a paradox. A cause would arrive after its effect, and the beautiful, ordered dance of the cosmos would unravel into chaos. So, the speed of light is not a cage. It is a canvas. It is the structure that gives the universe its meaning, its story. It is the fabric of what is. Imagine this law as the tension in the threads of a loom. It is this tension that allows a coherent picture to form. It holds everything in its proper place, in its proper time. Every star you see in the night sky is a thread from the past, pulled taut by this constant speed. The light from the sun, a thread from 8 minutes ago. The light from our nearest star system, a thread from 4 years ago. The light from the Andromeda galaxy, a delicate, shimmering thread from 2.5 million years in the past. They all arrive in order, held in perfect sequence by this universal law. This law is the very grammar of the cosmos. It ensures that stories have a beginning, a middle, and an end. It allows time to flow forward, like a gentle, unending river. The speed of light is the river's current. To move faster would be to move upstream against the flow of reality itself. It is the foundation upon which everything we know is built, a truth as old as the universe itself, born in the very first moment. The echo of creation breathe in and out. Imagine the very beginning, not an explosion, but an unfolding, a single point of infinite possibility blooming into existence. In that first silent breath of the cosmos, this law was born. The first note in a symphony that is still playing. The pulse of light was established. The ultimate rhythm was set. It is the echo of that first moment, still resonating through all of space. It is the ghost of the universe's first breath. And so, as you rest here, in the quiet dark, feel that ancient pulse, the gentle, insistent rhythm of the cosmos. It is in the soft light that might filter through your window. It is in the warmth you feel from a distant, sleeping sun. You are connected to the oldest law. You are receiving messages from across the ages, delivered perfectly, patiently, on beams of light. Rest now in the safety of this perfect, unbreakable law. Rest in the gentle, cosmic order. Because it is in the quietest corners of the universe, where the most fundamental laws are held, that we sometimes find the impossible, a whisper of something that should not be, an echo from beyond the edge of light. Let us drift for a moment with this light. Feel its journey, not as a number, not as a limit, but as a constant, flowing river, the golden river that warms your world and carries the memory of time. Imagine a single particle of sunlight, a tiny messenger of warmth, a photon, born in the fiery heart of our star. It begins its grand voyage across the quiet, empty space between worlds. For 8 silent minutes, it travels, alone, a solitary pilgrim on a cosmic road. It drifts through the silent dark, past the gentle orbits of sleeping planets. It carries with it the signature of the sun, a moment of its fire, frozen in transit. And then, after its long, quiet journey, it arrives. It graces your closed eyelids. It warms the air you breathe. It settles on your skin like a soft blanket. But the sunlight you feel now is not the sunlight of now. It is a memory, a warm echo of the sun as it was 8 minutes ago. When you feel its gentle heat, you are touching a moment that has already passed into history. You are bathing in a gentle ghost of heat and light. This journey, this cosmic delay, is a fundamental truth, a beautiful, deep rhythm of our universe. It is a glimpse into the past, and every single ray of light is a time traveler, arriving from a distant then. Now allow your mind to drift even further. Let your awareness expand beyond our sun, beyond our family of planets. Lift your gaze to the deep velvet expanse of the night sky. See the stars, not as simple points of light, but as ancient storytellers whispering across the ages. Each gentle shimmer, each soft, distant twinkle, is the end of an epic message. A message that began its journey long, long ago, before any sound you have ever heard was made. Some of the starlight you see tonight left its home 1,000 years ago. Think of that. As you rest here, you are being touched by photons that began their flight during a time of castles and sailing ships, light that has traveled patiently while empires rose and fell on the earth below. Other stars are further still, much, much further. Their faint light has traveled for tens of thousands of years, a silent whisper across an impossibly vast ocean of time. It has journeyed through ice ages, past swirling nebulae where new stars are being born, a constant, patient traveler, its destination unknown until it finds your eye. So when you look up at the night sky, you are not seeing the universe as it is. You are seeing it as it was. You are looking into the deep, deep past. You become an astronomer of time itself. Every star is a ghost, a beautiful, brilliant photograph of a moment that has long since vanished. The night sky, then, is not a window. It is a museum, its halls filled with the most ancient light. Each constellation is a chapter from a history book written in cosmic fire. And we are here, now, in our quiet beds, reading its oldest, most distant pages. We lie beneath a canopy of yesterday, bathing in the gentle, shimmering glow of history, feeling the ancient warmth of stars that, in their own time, may no longer even exist. In this timeless ancestral light, we can finally feel the true scale of everything, the vast, quiet, rhythmic breathing of the cosmos, the steady, unbreakable pulse of time itself, a pulse we always believed could never be broken. In this vast, quiet theatre of space, there is a certain rhythm, a gentle, unspoken agreement that holds the cosmos together. It is the simple, sacred story of before and after, a thread that cannot be broken, a melody that is never sung out of order. Every event, from the birth of a galaxy to the fall of a single grain of cosmic dust, is part of a sequence, a grand, unfolding tapestry, where one thread is always and forever placed after another. This is the universe's most fundamental promise, a promise that an effect can never arrive before its cause. The cosmic echo, imagine a summer storm brewing on the far horizon of your mind. You are lying in a field of soft, cool grass, looking up at the velvet dark. First, there is a silent flash, a brilliant, beautiful tear in the fabric of the night. It paints the clouds in silver, for just a moment. And then, it is gone. There is no sound, only the image held in your eyes. And then, you wait, you breathe in and out. You listen to the stillness, the universe holds its breath with you, and only then, much later, does the sound arrive. A low, distant rumble, the voice of the lightning, finally reaching you across the distance, the echo of an event that has already passed, the flash, and then the thunder. Never the other way around. The light, so swift, always wins the race. The sound, its patient follower, always arrives second. Now, let us lift this simple truth into the cosmos. A star, 1,000,000 light-years away, ends its life in a glorious explosion. A supernova. Its light, a silent, spectacular flash, begins its long journey through the void. It travels across oceans of time and space to reach your eyes. The first messenger, the story of what happened, the cosmic shockwave, the gravitational ripple, the dust and the debris. They are the thunder. They will follow much, much later. The flash, and then the echo, across an ocean of eons. This unwavering sequence is the law of causality. It is the arrow of time, forever flying in one direction. It is the bedrock upon which all of reality is built. The promise that the past creates the present, and the present gives birth to the future. It is the law that keeps the story of reality from dissolving into a dream. It is a rule that has never been broken, a promise that has always been kept, until now. Because in the deepest, most unobserved corners of the void, a whisper has begun. A rumor of a story told backwards, an echo that arrives before its call, a flash of light seen only after its shadow has already passed. Something is moving through the dark, and it does not honor this sacred timing. It is writing its own story, in a language time was never meant to understand. And so, this phantom, this ripple in the fabric of what is known, travels on. But how do we, on our quiet blue world, even begin to perceive such a ghost? Our eyes, even our most powerful ones, are made for light. They are designed to catch the photons that travel at that universal, unbreakable speed. So to find something that defies this limit, we must learn to listen, to tune into a different kind of sense. The great listening, imagine now, a wide, silent valley on a sleeping earth. The air is cool and still. The sky above is a perfect velvet black, embroidered with the dust of 1 billion stars. And here, in this quiet place, stand the cosmic ears, giant dishes, impossibly large, pearlescent white under the moonlight. They are not looking. They are listening, each one a colossal cupped hand turned toward the heavens. They are waiting, waiting for a whisper from the beginning of time. There is no rush here. There is only a deep, profound patience. The earth turns slowly, and these great listeners turn with it, in a silent, graceful ballet. They are tracking voices that are impossibly faint, echoes of stars being born, sighs of galaxies colliding, the steady, rhythmic pulse of ancient, spinning suns. These signals are not shouts, they are murmurs, the softest sounds, carried across unimaginable voids. Some of these whispers have been traveling for billions of years. They began their journey long before our world had oceans, long before the first breath of life. And now, at the very end of that long, dark road, they arrive. They gently fall into these vast, waiting dishes, like a single drop of rain, into a calm, silent lake. Here, we do not hunt for answers. We simply receive them. We collect the stories the universe decides to tell, and in this great, patient listening, there is a profound peace, the peace of stillness, the peace of waiting without expectation, just being present, open, and aware, a receptor for the quiet symphony of the cosmos. Feel that same patience settle over you now, a quiet listening, a gentle receiving, as you drift and you float in the peaceful, silent dark. And so, we drift, leaving behind the familiar, comfortable glow of nearby stars. We are venturing out now, out into the deep, quiet blackness, the true ocean of space. Imagine we are looking for something specific, not just a star or a galaxy, but a stage, a cosmic theater where our impossible story can unfold. And so we search the darkness, letting our gaze soften until we find it, a beacon in the void. There, far in the distance, a single, unwavering point of light. It does not twinkle like the stars you know. It holds a steady, serene, and powerful brilliance, a diamond dust sparkle against an infinite cloth of black. This is our destination. This is a quasar. Do not think of it as a violent, chaotic object. Let that idea drift away. Instead, imagine it as a celestial lighthouse, standing at the very edge of the observable universe, Its beam of light is not a warning, but a welcome. A serene, silent signal sweeping across the eons. It is a landmark in the timeless dark, a dazzling jewel so bright it outshines entire galaxies. It calls to us from an impossible distance, a quiet hum of energy that soothes the cosmic silence, an echo of creation. Breathe in and consider the journey of this light. The soft glow that reaches us now began its voyage when the universe was just a child. It has traveled through the expanding darkness for billions of years, passing through nascent galaxies, witnessing the birth and death of countless suns, all to arrive here, in this moment, for you. This is not just light, it is a memory, a ghost of a time so ancient it is almost beyond comprehension. Each photon, a messenger from the dawn of everything, whispering a story of a younger, more vibrant cosmos. We are looking at the past, a beautiful, impossibly bright past. The stage is set. This lighthouse, this cosmic jewel, is the heart of our story. It is the backdrop against which our mystery will appear. Here, in this river of ancient light, in the calm and steady gaze of this distant beacon, we will witness the impossible. For it is from the brilliant core of this quasar that something emerges, something that does not obey the rules, something that seems to move faster than the light that surrounds it. Our traveler, our paradox, and its journey begins right here, in the most luminous place in the entire universe. Our story begins, as many do, in the quiet of the deep night, not with a sudden flash or a thunderous crash, but with a gentle, patient listening. Imagine astronomers scattered across the globe, their great metal ears turned to the heavens. They are not searching for anything in particular. They are simply listening to the ancient music of the cosmos. They are charting the steady rhythm of a distant quasar, a lighthouse at the edge of the known universe, a brilliant, violent jewel, burning with the fire of a billion suns. For years its song has been constant, a steady, predictable pulse of light and energy, traveling for an unimaginable time to reach us, a celestial drumbeat, reliable and true. The data streams in, a river of numbers and light, flowing into quiet, darkened rooms. Each pulse, each wave, is a word in a language we are just beginning to understand. And for the longest time, the language was simple. Consistent, it spoke of distance, and of age, and of the unchanging laws of the cosmos. It was here, in this river of ancient light, that they first felt it. A whisper in the static. It was not a shout. It was barely a murmur, a flicker in the periphery of the data, a ghost in the machine. At first it was dismissed, a cosmic ray striking a sensor, a tremor in the Earth's atmosphere, a simple, explainable error. Because the universe we know is a place of order, a place of grand, sweeping, predictable cycles. This was a note played out of tune, a single, misplaced beat in a symphony that has played for eons, a faint anomaly, a signature where none should be. They cleared the data. They recalibrated the instruments. They waited for the river of light to flow cleanly again. And it did. The steady, celestial drumbeat returned. 1, 2, 3, 4. Constant. Familiar. And then, there it was again. The same whisper, the same subtle pulse, just for a moment, rippling the surface of the data. A quiet irregularity that sent a shiver of curiosity through the silent observatories. It was no error. The instruments were perfect. The sky was clear. This was real. Something was hidden within the quasar's familiar song, something new, and as one night folded into the next, a truth began to surface. The unfolding pattern, the whisper was not random. The anomaly was not a singular event. It repeated, not with the predictable rhythm of a spinning star or an orbiting planet. It had its own cadence, its own strange and unfamiliar logic. It was a pattern that did not fit, a sequence that defied the elegant mathematics of the heavens. It was like finding a single, perfectly cut gear in the heart of an untouched forest. It was impossible, and yet it was there. The astronomers leaned closer to their screens. Their quiet listening became a focused, intense attention. The river of data was no longer just a comfort. It was a mystery, a gentle puzzle box sent from the very edge of space-time. Each faint pulse was a clue, each appearance of the anomaly, another piece of a riddle they did not understand. What was this faint echo, traveling from so far away? What was this pattern that seemed to follow no known law? And what was it trying to tell us? A celestial wanderer. And now, let us turn our gaze to the traveler itself. Imagine this object, this wanderer in the cosmic dark. It is not a ship of metal and wire. It is not a stone, cold and silent. It is something far more ethereal, far more dreamlike. It was born from the heart of that celestial furnace, the quasar, not in a violent burst, but as a gentle sigh, a long, slow exhalation of light and energy, a breath of a galactic giant released into the void. Picture a cloud, not of water, like the ones that drift through our sky, but a cloud of captured twilight, a swirling, incandescent mist of plasma. It has no hard edges, no solid core. It is a ghost of a thing, a phantom made of pure energy. It shimmers with colors you have never seen, hues borrowed from dying stars, and nebulae yet to be born, soft violets, deep glowing golds, and a blue that feels like silence itself. This cosmic traveler is a river of light, flowing through the canyons of empty space. It moves with an impossible grace, a silent, solitary dancer on the grandest stage of all. Its form is ever-changing, fluid, alive. Tendrils of light reach out like curious fingers, touching the darkness, tasting the ancient cold. Then they retreat, folding back into the gentle, glowing whole. It is a living, breathing piece of the quasar's soul, a memory of creation, set free to wander, a ghost of light. This celestial wanderer, this beautiful, formless thing, is composed of the very essence of stars. It is a cloud of atoms, stripped bare by immense heat and pressure. Each particle hums with a powerful, ancient energy, a quiet song of its fiery birth. Think of it as a thought, given form, a fleeting idea in the mind of the universe. It is less a physical object and more a presence, a shimmering disturbance in the fabric of reality, a ripple on a perfectly still cosmic pond. It carries no crew, no cargo. Its only passenger is a memory of impossible light. Its only destination is the endless horizon ahead. It does not burn with heat. Instead, it glows with a cool internal luminescence, like a firefly drifting through a dark, quiet garden. It is utterly alone. And yet, it is completely whole, a self-contained universe of shimmering particles, embarking on a journey with no known end. It does not question its path. It does not feel the passage of eons. It simply is, a brushstroke of impossible speed, painting a fleeting masterpiece across the canvas of the night, a silent, beautiful anomaly, a dream of light, moving faster than a dream. And so, the vigil began. A patient watch, held not for an hour or a night, but for years. Imagine the quiet hum of the great observatories, giants of steel and glass turning their gaze to a single, unremarkable patch of the cosmos. They were not looking for a sudden flash, or a brilliant explosion. They were looking for something far more subtle. They were watching for movement, a slow, celestial drift across an impossible distance. This is where the story begins to unfold. Not with a bang, but with a quiet, persistent observation. A dedication to seeing what is truly there, even when the seeing takes a lifetime. A patient gaze across the void. The target of this long gaze was not a star, nor was it a galaxy, swirling in a grand, majestic spiral. It was something more ethereal, a faint wisp of matter, a cloud of gas and dust, a phantom breath against the velvet black. To the naked eye, it was nothing. Even through a small telescope, it was barely a smudge. But to the great eyes on Earth, it was a character in our cosmic story, a cloud born from the heart of a distant quasar, a plume of energy and matter ejected with unimaginable force. And we watched it. We marked its position with the careful precision of an ancient map maker. We drew a circle around this faint glow in the year 1994, a single point in time, a single location on the vast, dark map. This was our point A, the beginning of the journey. And then we waited. We let the universe turn. We let the seasons pass on Earth again and again. We let the light from this distant object travel across the void, carrying its story, its information, its position in space-time. A message in a bottle, thrown into a cosmic ocean billions of years ago. Charting a celestial river several years past, the world changed. But the sky, the deep, distant sky, remained a constant, and our gaze returned to that same patch of darkness. In the year 1998, we took another picture, another snapshot in cosmic time, and we saw it. The cloud had moved. The faint, ghostly wisp was no longer where it had been. It had drifted. It had journeyed from point A to a new position, a destination we would call point B. Now imagine laying these two images, these two moments in time, one on top of the other. A celestial flipbook with only 2 pages. There it was, the ghost in 1994. And here it was, the same ghost in 1998. A clear, undeniable path was drawn between them. The distance it had travelled was immense, a journey of light years, a distance so profound that light itself, the fastest thing in the universe, would need several years to cross it. The calculations began. Simple, elegant mathematics. Distance divided by time. And when the numbers settled, they revealed a speed that was breathtaking. A cloud of gas hurtling through the intergalactic medium at a staggering velocity. A significant fraction of the speed of light. It was a testament to the awesome power of the universe, to the violence and energy of the quasar that had given it birth. But it was a speed we could understand, a velocity that, while immense, still bowed to the fundamental laws. The great cosmic speed limit, the speed of light itself, remained sacred, unbroken. The data made sense. The observation was a success. A beautiful routine discovery of a fast-moving object in the deep cosmos. The puzzle piece seemed to fit perfectly. Everything was as it should be. And so, we gathered the light. We held in our minds 2 separate moments, 2 frozen frames from the universe's silent film. In the first frame, the object is here, a single, patient point of luminescence. In the second frame, captured years later, it is there, a new position against the tapestry of distant stars, 2 points, separated by an ocean of space and a river of time. And now, a gentle task begins. The task of measurement, the task of understanding, the thread of distance. Imagine we are weavers. We take a thread of pure light and stretch it from the object's first position to its second. We are not using a ruler of wood or metal. Our measure is the cosmos itself. We use the subtle parallax of nearby stars, the faint, reliable pulse of celestial beacons. We use the quiet geometry of the heavens to trace a line across the void. This line is the distance it traveled. A number so vast, it feels more like a poem, a distance measured not in footsteps, but in lifetimes of light. We hold this number gently. This is one half of the story. Now we must find the other. We look to the clock, not a clock of ticking hands, but the grand, slow clock of Earth's orbit around the sun, the time between the first image and the second, the years that passed in our world, while the object journeyed in its own. It is a simple count, a patient observation, the turning of seasons, the slow dance of our planet. This gives us the time, the duration of its flight across our field of view. Now we have both pieces, the distance it crossed, and the time it took to cross it. In the quiet halls of observation, a simple calculation is waiting, a sacred piece of arithmetic that has governed our understanding of everything. Distance divided by time. A question asked of the universe. And now, we wait for its answer. A whisper in the numbers. There is a stillness in this moment. The numbers are brought together, not with the clash of gears, but like the blending of watercolors on a page. The immense distance laid over the patient years. A truth begins to crystallize, emerging from the data like a phantom from the fog. The calculation is clean. It is undeniable, but the answer it gives is not one we expected. It is an answer that feels impossible. The number that appears does not belong in our world. It is a figure that seems to break the most fundamental promise of the cosmos, the promise of light, the universal law that nothing can travel faster than the light that illuminates it. And yet, the number on the page tells a different story. It suggests a journey, a velocity, that defies this sacred limit. It revealed a speed not just at the edge of possibility, but far, far beyond it. Not just approaching the speed of light, not matching it, but exceeding it. Twice the speed of light, 3 times the speed of light, then 4, a speed that whispers of a broken law, a river flowing faster than its own current, a sound arriving before it was ever made. This was not an error in the calculation. It was not a flaw in the observation. It was a profound and beautiful puzzle, presented to us by the quiet dark. The universe was not shouting that its rules were broken. It was whispering that perhaps we had not yet learned all the rules. This impossible speed was not a contradiction. It was an invitation to look deeper, to dream of new physics, to understand that even the most solid laws can have exceptions written in starlight. And in that profound mystery, there is a deep and wondrous peace, the peace of the unknown. Let the paradox settle. Let it drift down around you like soft cosmic dust. This silent voyager, this impossible thought, moves faster than the speed of knowing. It outpaces its own story. It leaves its own light, far, far behind. The very signature of its existence arrives late to the moment, a future before a past imagine, a ripple in a still pond. But the ripple appears before the stone has even touched the water. Imagine a soft chime echoing in a vast, silent hall. But you feel its vibration in the floorboards, long before the sound ever reaches your ear. This is the nature of this journey. The effect arrives before its cause. The destination is reached before the journey can be seen. The object is already there, at rest in some distant, glittering harbor, while the light from its voyage is still a lonely traveler, a ghost of a memory, still crossing the endless dark. It has arrived, before it has even visibly left. Think of what this means. For a moment, just hold this impossible thought. We have a rule, a fundamental law of the universe. Nothing can travel faster than a beam of light. It is the ultimate speed limit, the wall at the end of reality. It is the law that keeps time flowing forward. It ensures that yesterday always comes before tomorrow. But this object, this dream in the deep, simply ignores it. It does not break the law with violence or with force. It simply passes through it, as if the wall were only mist, as if the rule were merely a suggestion. So the question becomes a gentle one, not of physics but of possibility. What is a law in a universe of infinite wonder? Is it an unbreakable chain, or is it just the most common path, a riverbed that most energy chooses to follow? What if the universe has other paths, quieter streams, hidden currents that flow between the moments we can measure? What does it mean for a story to write its own ending before its beginning has been told? This isn't a problem to be solved. It is a mystery to be felt, a cosmic koan whispered from a place where time itself is different. Let your mind drift with it. You don't need to understand, you only need to imagine. Imagine a ship that carries its destination within it. Imagine a journey that is also an arrival. Imagine a universe that still holds secrets deep within its quiet, sleeping heart. So how can this be? This cosmic fugitive, this whisper in the dark, moving faster than its own light. It feels like a contradiction, like a story with a missing page, a violation of the most fundamental law we know. But the universe is a place of profound subtlety. It does not break its rules, but it loves to bend our perception of them. And our first step toward understanding is to consider that what we see is not always what is there. A ghost of light, imagine you are standing in a vast, open field. The air is cool and still. The stars above are a silent, glittering dust. Far on the horizon, a powerful searchlight sweeps the sky. A single, brilliant beam, a long, white finger, pointing into the infinite. High above, a thin blanket of clouds has drifted in, a cosmic screen waiting for a projection. You watch as the beam of the searchlight touches the edge of this cloud bank. A perfect circle of light appears upon the soft grey canvas. Now, the operator of the searchlight begins to turn it, just a slow, steady pivot, a tiny motion from so far away. But what do you see on the clouds? You see the circle of light glide. No, it doesn't glide. It leaps. It streaks across the entire expanse of the cloud bank in less than a heartbeat. A journey of miles, completed in a fraction of a second. The spot of light is moving at an impossible speed, thousands of miles per hour, a phantom racing across the heavens. But let your mind settle. Breathe in the cool night air, and ask yourself a simple question. Is anything truly traveling that fast? Are the water droplets in the cloud, the particles of mist, are they being hurled across the sky at incredible velocity? You know the answer. Of course not. The cloud is still, drifting peacefully on the high currents of the air. The searchlight on the distant hill is turning slowly. Nothing is breaking any laws. Nothing is traveling faster than it should. Only the point of illumination, the place where the light and the cloud meet, is creating this illusion of impossible speed. The cosmic searchlight, now, let us return to the darkness between galaxies, to that brilliant jet of energy, our impossible object. What we are seeing is a cosmic echo of that searchlight, an illusion born of angle and distance. This phenomenon has a name. Scientists call it superluminal motion. A beautiful phrase. That simply means faster than light movement. But it is a deception, a grand and beautiful piece of cosmic theatre. The jet of matter is not a solid object in the way a rock is. It is a continuous stream, a river of light and energy, blasted from the heart of a galaxy. It is aimed very nearly, directly at us. Almost, but not quite. A slight angle is all the universe needs to perform its magic. Imagine the jet is firing pulses of light toward you, like glowing pearls on a string. It fires the first pearl, and that pearl begins its long journey across space to reach your eye. Then the jet itself moves forward, still at a tremendous speed, but safely below the cosmic limit. And it fires a second pearl of light. But because the jet has moved closer to you, this second pearl has a shorter distance to travel. It has a head start. It arrives at your eye almost immediately after the first. From your perspective, on our quiet blue world, two events that happened years apart appear to happen just days apart. The object seems to have leapt across a vast distance of space in an impossibly short amount of time, like the spot of light on the cloud. We are not seeing a physical thing breaking the rules. We are seeing the arrival of its light, playing a trick on our perception of time and space. No law has been broken. No universal constant has been shattered. Physics remains whole and sound. It is simply a trick of perspective, a cosmic sleight of hand, an illusion so perfect it looks like reality, and in its elegance, in its simplicity, there is a deep and profound comfort, a reminder that sometimes the greatest mysteries have the most beautiful solutions. Let us return to that gentle image we painted earlier. Picture yourself on a quiet hill, on a cool, clear night. The air is still, holding the scent of damp earth and distant stars. Above you, a low, soft blanket of cloud drifts in the velvet darkness, and beside you, a powerful searchlight. It makes no sound. It simply breathes a solid beam of white light into the sky. You watch as the beam begins to sweep, slowly, gracefully. A perfect circle of light appears on the underbelly of the cloud, a soft, glowing patch, a temporary moon. As the searchlight continues its silent arc, the spot of light glides across the cloud. It seems to dash from one end to the other, in less than the blink of an eye. It moves with an impossible speed, a phantom racing across a celestial canvas. The distance it covers is vast. The time it takes is almost nothing. Your mind tells you that nothing physical could move that fast, and your mind is right. The universe is not broken. Reality is not collapsing. We are simply witnessing a beautiful illusion, a gentle trick of perspective meant to soothe, not to alarm. The unbroken chain of light, that spot you see on the cloud, is not an object. It is not a glowing stone skipping across a dark pond. It is a moment, a destination. Imagine the beam of light not as a solid rod, but as an endless river of tiny light particles, photons, each on its own individual journey. They flow from the searchlight in a perfectly straight line. At one instant, a torrent of these photons arrives at one point on the cloud, and that spot glows for you. An instant later, the searchlight has turned just a fraction. A completely new, a completely different torrent of photons arrives at a new spot, many miles away. And that new spot now glows. The first group of photons has already been absorbed, its journey over. The second group has just arrived. Nothing has traveled between the two spots on the cloud. There was no physical thing that raced across the sky. There was only a series of arrivals, a succession of greetings. First here, then there. It is like rain falling on a long, straight road. You might see the shimmer of wet pavement move quickly down the road as the storm passes. But no single raindrop is racing along the asphalt. Each drop simply falls, in its own time, in its own place. The effect moves, but the objects do not. A reality intact. And so the laws of our universe remain calm. They remain whole and unbroken, a comforting, steady constant in the vastness of the cosmos. The universal speed limit, the speed of light itself, has not been violated, because no single thing has tried to exceed it. The spot on the cloud and the glowing knot in our distant cosmic jet are not travelers. They are ghosts painted with light. They are patterns, illusions born from an angle of perspective, a cosmic sleight of hand that reveals a deeper truth. The truth is that what we see and what is truly happening can be two different things, and that is perfectly all right. It is a mystery that asks not for a solution, but for acceptance. For wonder. Allow this thought to soften your focus. There is no paradox to solve. There is no cosmic law being broken. There is only the steady, constant and reliable nature of light, flowing, arriving, and creating a beautiful, fleeting show just for you, as steady and as constant as the gentle rhythm of your own breathing, in and out, a calm, unbroken chain of moments, leading you deeper into rest. Now, let us lift this idea from our quiet highway and place it among the stars. Imagine not a car, but a river of light. This is the quasar's jet, a torrent of incandescent plasma, a stream of elemental fire, flowing from the very heart of a distant galaxy. It is born in furious light and travels through the silent, patient dark. Now picture this river in your mind. See its shimmering, ethereal glow. This river of light is not flowing across our field of vision. It is not painting a line from left to right, across the deep canvas of the night sky. Number. Through a rare and beautiful twist of cosmic fate, this river is flowing almost directly towards us. Its brilliant spear of energy is aimed, with breathtaking precision, across billions of years of space, to point directly at our tiny corner of the universe. And its speed is almost unimaginable. It surges forward at a pace that brushes against the very laws of reality, a breath away from the ultimate cosmic speed limit, a mere whisper shy of the speed of light itself. The perfect angle of sight. This is the secret, the breathtaking alignment that sets the stage for our beautiful illusion. Think of the infinite directions this jet could have taken, the boundless 360-degree sphere of possibility surrounding its galactic heart. It could have aimed anywhere, into the endless, unobserved dark, but instead, through sheer silent chance, it chose a path, a single narrow corridor through the void, a path that ends here, with us. This perfect, improbable alignment is the key. It is the stage being set for a grand cosmic trick, because the light from this oncoming stream of energy, this relentless river of plasma, is now chasing itself across the cosmos. Each photon it emits is on a journey home to your eyes, but the source of that photon is following just behind it, nearly keeping pace. It is a performance of perspective, a fleeting dance between light and its origin, a rare and gorgeous coincidence that allows us to witness the impossible. The secret, you see, is not in the breaking of cosmic laws, but in the beautiful bending of perspective. It is a trick of the light, a clever illusion painted across the vast canvas of space-time, an answer found not in impossible speeds, but in the simple geometry of a journey towards us. Let us picture this as the story of a runner on a cosmic train. Imagine you are standing at a quiet station in the deep of night. A long, dark train glides from the horizon, its path aimed almost directly at you. You cannot see inside its cars, but you know a solitary figure is moving within. This figure, our jet of plasma, is traveling from the back of the train to the front. As it begins its journey, it sends a pulse of light, a message to you, the observer. Then it continues its path forward, a river of energy flowing at nearly the speed of light. When it sends its next pulse, its next message, something has changed. The entire train has moved closer to you. This second message, therefore, has a much shorter distance to travel to reach your eyes. It arrives far sooner than it should, treading on the heels of the first. The time you measure between the two signals is profoundly compressed. It is a fraction of the time our runner actually took. And so, from your vantage point at the station, you witness an apparition, a ghostly runner moving at an impossible speed, a blur of motion that seems to break the very rules of reality. This is our quasar's jet. It is chasing its own light across the cosmos, and with every step forward, it shortens the story of its own journey. We are simply at the end of that path, witnessing time itself fold. And so, the light arrives at your cosmic shore. The first pulse touches you, a whisper from a distant past. And then, with barely a breath in between, the second pulse follows. The time between them has been squeezed, compressed by that great cosmic chase across the void. Because the jet was racing so determinedly toward you, it nearly caught up to its own first message before sending the second. What was a slow, majestic journey between 2 points in space now appears to you as a sudden, impossible leap. You see a streak across the velvet black, a ghost of motion that seems to shatter the rules of reality. The cosmic sleight of hand, but feel the quiet truth settle in your mind. The deep, dreaming laws of the universe remain untouched. They sleep soundly, unbroken. Nothing has actually moved faster than light. The cosmic speed limit holds firm, a constant and reassuring presence in the quiet dark. It is simply an illusion, a beautiful trick of perspective. Our unique vantage point, our seat in this grand celestial theatre, allows us to witness this magical play of light and time. The laws are safe. Physics remains whole. It is only our perception, gifted with a beautiful, impossible view. But let's allow that thought to dissolve, like sugar in warm water. Let it fade into the quiet dark. For a moment, let's entertain a different possibility. Let's ask a gentle question. What if it wasn't an illusion? What if what we witnessed, that impossible streak across the cosmos, was entirely real? Not a trick of geometry, but a true traveler, moving faster than its own light, a wake of starlight. Imagine a vast, silent lake, a mirror of glass under a twilight sky. A single boat drifts across its surface. As it moves, it creates gentle ripples, spreading ahead of it in perfect, widening circles. The waves travel at their own speed, the water's natural pace. Now, imagine the boat accelerates. It moves faster, and faster still. Soon it is moving faster than its own ripples can travel through the water. It outpaces the waves it creates. It breaks the water's own speed limit. And behind it, a sharp, silent pattern is carved into the lake. A perfect V-shaped wake, a cone of disturbed water trailing in its path. A sonic boom made of silence and water. This boat is not moving faster than sound in the air, only faster than the waves in the water. Now, let's return to the velvet expanse of space. Space is not always empty. Sometimes it is filled with a thin, crystalline dust, or the soft, glowing gas of a nebula. And in these mediums, light slows down, just a little, like a runner moving through water instead of air. Its ultimate speed in a vacuum is untouchable, a universal law. But within a cloud of cosmic dust, light has a local speed limit. And what if our object, our silent traveler, moved through this nebula faster than the light around it? Just like the boat on the lake, it would outpace its own light waves. It would create a wake, not of water, but of photons. a cone of brilliant ethereal blue light trailing behind it, a ghostly silent shockwave of pure energy. This beautiful phenomenon, this impossible blue glow, has a name. It is called Cherenkov radiation, the signature of something moving faster than light, in a place where light itself has been asked to slow down. A cosmic whisper, proving that even the impossible can sometimes find a way to be. A boom of silence. Have you ever stood under a vast, empty sky, a perfect, silent blue, and felt a sudden crack in the air? A sound from nowhere. Not a distant rumble, but a deep, resonant tear in the fabric of the atmosphere. A sonic boom. It is the sound of something moving faster than its own voice. Imagine a jet slicing through the air. It creates sound waves, ripples in the air that travel outward from it. But the jet is so fast, it outruns these ripples. It leaves its own sound behind. The sound waves ahead of it have nowhere to go. They pile up, they compress, they build upon one another, creating a wall of pressure in the sky, a wall of sound. And when that wall finally passes you, it is released all at once, a single powerful moment, the delayed echo of impossible speed. Now, let us take that echo and translate it into a glow. Let us imagine a boom made not of sound, but of starlight. The Cherenkov glow. Picture our traveler once more, our swift, impossible object. It is no longer in the perfect vacuum of deep space. Instead, imagine it gliding into a vast celestial cloud, a nebula, a fine, shimmering mist of ancient stardust and luminous gas. Here, in this cosmic fog, light itself moves a little slower. It has to swim through the dust and gas rather than fly freely. Its journey is gently impeded by this beautiful cosmic haze, and our object, it moves faster than the light within this cloud. It outpaces its own glow, faster than its shimmer can travel through the stardust, and just like the jet building a wall of sound, our object builds a wave ahead of it. But this wave is not made of pressure or of air. It is a wave of pure light, a silent shockwave of photons. As the object tears through the nebula, it leaves a wake, a cone of ghostly, ethereal blue energy trailing behind it. It's a phenomenon we call Cherenkov radiation, a silent boom, a ripple of brilliant sapphire light that paints the cosmic dust. It is the object's footprint, a celestial signature left behind in a cloud of forgotten stars, a beautiful, impossible ghost of light, marking a path through the heavens. Imagine the silent thunder of a soundless boom, not a crack that splits the air, but a bloom that blossoms in the void, a shockwave made not of pressure, but of pure light, a luminous echo. As our impossible traveler breaks the local speed of light, it leaves a ghost behind, a trailing cone of ethereal blue, a whisper of its passage painted on the fabric of the medium. This is Cherenkov radiation, a ghostly signature, a cloak of soft, spectral light. It is not a harsh or violent glow. It is serene, deeply peaceful. Imagine the most perfect, impossible blue you have ever dreamed of. The blue of a twilight sky melting into the stars, the blue of a deep ocean trench where no sunlight has ever touched. This is the color of light's echo. You have seen this magic before, even if you did not know its name. It is the same serene, otherworldly glow that emanates from the heart of a nuclear reactor. A tranquil blue slumbering in a pool of water, a piece of cosmic art, a physical law expressing itself as beauty, both here on Earth and out there in the silent, impossible dark. Now, let us bring this thought back from the water's edge and turn our gaze back to that impossible traveler in the deep. Let us apply this gentle truth to our cosmic jet. this brilliant spear of light, appearing to outrun the universe's own law. Perhaps we have been looking at it all wrong. Perhaps we are not seeing the object itself, but its ghost. A river through the stars. Imagine that the path our jet travels is not an empty vacuum. Imagine it as a river, a vast, slow-moving river of interstellar gas and dust. Space is not a perfect void. It is an ocean, filled with thin, ancient clouds, the ghosts of long-dead stars. In some places, this ocean is incredibly thin, almost nothing at all, but in others, it is denser. A cosmic fog, a thicker sea for a traveler to pass through. Now, picture our jet, this incredible engine of energy, moving through this dense medium. It is not sailing through emptiness. It is ploughing through a celestial cloud, a nebula unseen by our eyes, and just like light moving through glass or water, the light within this cloud must slow down. The universal speed limit, the speed of light in a perfect vacuum, remains untouched. But here, in this river of dust, light takes a slower, more difficult path. The object itself, the source of the jet, is still obeying Einstein. It is moving incredibly fast, but safely, comfortably below the ultimate speed of light. But it might just be moving faster than the light around it, faster than light can travel in this specific, dense region of space. What would that look like? What would we see from so very far away? The luminous wake. We would not see the object itself, just as you don't see the silent boat in the darkness, only the glowing trail it leaves behind. As the jet surges through this cosmic medium, it creates a shock wave. Not of sound, but of light, a bow wave of pure energy. It excites every particle it touches, causing the dust and gas to glow, to fluoresce with an ethereal light. What we are seeing, that impossible, racing point of light, might be this very glow. It is not the ship, but the wake, a phantom cone of luminescence painted onto the velvet of space. This glowing wake expands, it ripples outwards, and that ripple is what travels across the cosmos to reach our telescopes. It is an echo made of light, a beautiful illusion born from a simple truth. The object is here, but the glow we see is from a place it has already left behind. The light is playing a trick on our eyes, a beautiful cosmic sleight of hand. The law remains. And with this simple, elegant thought, everything falls back into place. The universe can breathe easy again. Einstein's sacred law, the ultimate speed limit of light in a vacuum, is not broken. It remains the bedrock of reality. The object, the true source, travels within the law's protection. It is the effect of its journey, the luminous ghost it leaves behind, that creates the illusion of impossible speed. The paradox dissolves, not with a crash, but with a gentle whisper. We were simply watching the ripple in the pond and mistaking it for the stone. So let your mind rest on this image, a silent vessel, moving through a dark, cosmic ocean, its physical body hidden from view, and all we see, all we have ever seen, is the beautiful shimmering wake of light it leaves behind, a glowing memory racing across the stars. And so, we hold these explanations in our minds, like smooth, heavy stones polished by the river of time. One stone tells a story of angles and light, a clever trick of perspective. Another speaks of space-time itself, bending and flowing in ways we can only imagine. Each explanation is a map, a beautiful, intricate chart. But a map is not the landscape. A word is not the feeling. Perhaps the truth is not a formula to be solved. Perhaps it is a poem to be felt. An artist or an illusionist imagine the universe as a grand performer, on a stage of infinite, silent dark. Is it a grand illusionist, one who delights in the impossible? It drapes a velvet curtain of gravity. and with a subtle flourish presents a spectacle that defies your senses, a sleight of hand on a cosmic scale, not to deceive you, but to fill you with wonder, to remind you that not everything needs to be understood to be beautiful. The trick is not the point. The awe is, or perhaps the universe is not a performer, but a subtle artist, a painter working on a canvas that has no end. And this impossible streak of light, this object moving faster than its own glow, is not a mistake. It is not a paradox. It is a deliberate brushstroke, a single brilliant line of silver and white, painted with intention. A choice made to create a feeling of impossible grace, a stroke that captures a motion too swift for the laws that govern the rest of the painting. It is the artist's signature, a quiet rebellion against its own rules. In the end, does it matter which story we tell ourselves? The illusionist's dazzling trick, or the artist's serene masterpiece? Both paths lead to this same quiet place, this moment of peaceful observation. Either way, the performance is for you. The painting is for you. The sight is magnificent and deeply, profoundly calming. Let the mystery be a lullaby. As you drift and dream. Let us drift now, deeper into the dream of physics, beyond the edge of what we know, into the gentle sea of speculation. Here, in this quiet space, we can entertain ideas that shimmer just out of reach, ideas that are not bound by the familiar shores of our reality. Imagine, if you will, a different kind of existence, not a solid thing, not a traveler that struggles against the cosmic speed limit, but something born on the other side of it. Echoes of a future past picture, a particle that never learned to be slow, a whisper of energy that begins its life already moving faster than light, and it can never, ever fall below that speed. To do so would be as impossible as for you to stop your own heart from beating. Physicists have a name for this beautiful, ghostly idea. They call them tachyons, a word that feels like a secret on the tongue. Tachyons, they are the ghosts of the universe. Not of the dead, but perhaps of the not yet born. They exist in a realm where the rules are inverted, where the flow of time is a mirror image of our own. For a tachyon, time does not march forward from past to future. It flows backward. It glides gently from the future into the past. Imagine what that must feel like, to see the ripples on a pond, and then to see the stone leap from the water back into the sky, to witness a star collapsing into a brilliant supernova, before you see it shining peacefully for 1 billion years. They would experience the echo before the sound, the effect before the cause. They live in a world of consequences searching for their beginnings, a universe where a shattered glass might pull itself together, piece by gleaming piece, until it rests whole and perfect on the edge of a table, waiting for a push that has already happened. These ghosts in the cosmic machine, these echoes of a future past, are not constrained by our arrow of time. They are the universe's poetry, a thought experiment that reminds us that our perception of reality, of beginning, middle, and end, is just one way to read the story. And as you drift, you can feel that sense of release, the release from a single, straight line of time, allowing your own consciousness to float, untethered, in the great, silent ocean of what might be. Imagine a world where the river flows backward, from the vast, open sea, back to the quiet, mountain spring, where a story is read from its final word to its first. This is the universe, as seen through the eyes of a ghost, a particle born from a dream of physics, a particle that moves faster than the light that announces it. We are drifting now into such a place, a world in reverse. In our reality, a stone is thrown, and then we see the ripples. A voice speaks, and then we hear the echo. But for this fleeting traveler, the echo arrives first, a whisper of what is to be. Scientists have a name for this beautiful paradox, a tachyon, a word that feels like a secret, whispered on the edge of sleep. For the tachyon, time is a reflection in a looking glass. Its future is our past. Its memory is of things yet to happen. It arrives at its destination, and only then does it begin its journey. It is a creature of pure effect, eternally chasing its own cause. Imagine floating in the velvet dark of space. Before you, a distant star hangs like a diamond on black silk, and you see it, a silent, magnificent bloom of light, a supernova, painting the void with colors you have never seen. You watch the ghostly light travel across the gulf, reaching you, warming your senses. And as the final, shimmering wave of light fades, you look back, and there, in the exact same spot, is the star, whole, serene, drifting peacefully toward the moment of its own demise. A moment you have already witnessed. You have seen the light of an ending before the story has even begun. This is the universe of the tachyon, a place where the laws of now and then simply dissolve, a world of pure, dream-like physics, where the future is just a memory waiting to be remembered, a perfect place to drift and to dream. And so we bring this hazy, beautiful idea back home, back to our mysterious visitor. We look again at that impossible streak of light, a phantom against the endless black, and we ask a gentle question. A question meant not for the calculating mind, but for the wandering soul. Could the object we observe be a massive collection of these theoretical particles, a gathering of tachyons, moving as one, a chorus of impossibility? Imagine it for a moment, not a solid craft, not a singular entity, but a shimmering, coherent cloud, a river of ghosts flowing backward through time, each particle a whisper, each whisper faster than light. Together they form a single, luminous shape, a symphony of impossibilities, a form held together not by gravity, but by a shared, forbidden speed. While this idea is highly unlikely, a beautiful fiction in the world of solid facts, it is also a perfect thought experiment. A way for us to imagine a universe with rules entirely different from our own. A cosmos where the arrow of time is not so straight, where effect can precede cause, where a journey can end before it has even begun. It is the perfect concept for a dreaming mind, an idea that does not need to be true, to be beautiful. A story you can hold lightly, as you drift into a universe with your own set of laws. And so, we let our minds drift in this impossible current, a river of thought where a traveler outruns its own light, where the future could arrive before the past has set sail. It is a beautiful, dizzying idea, a thought that untethers us from the firm ground of the known. We imagine the universe remade, its most sacred laws rewritten in a flash of impossible speed. But now, let us gently pull on that thread. Let us follow it back, not to a sudden stop, but to a different kind of wonder. Let the dream soften at the edges, and let a new understanding take its place. The geometry of light, what we see in the deepest reaches of space, is almost always a story told by light. And light, like any great storyteller, has a flair for the dramatic. It can stretch the truth, it can compress time, all depending on the angle from which you are watching. Imagine you are standing on a shore, watching a ship sail across the horizon. Its journey is steady, predictable, but now imagine that ship is moving almost directly towards you, at an incredible speed. The light from when the ship was far away, and the light from when it is much closer arrive at your eyes in a great rush, almost all at once. The journey of 1,000 years might appear to unfold in 100. This is the grand illusion, a cosmic sleight of hand. The object, a blazer perhaps, a river of plasma from a galactic core, is not truly shattering the cosmic speed limit. It is simply racing towards us, so fast that it almost keeps pace with the light it sends ahead. It's a chase between a thing and its own image. And from our earthly seats, we see the image perform an impossible sprint. The illusion is born from geometry, and the finite, constant speed of light itself, the elegance of the rules. And perhaps this is where the truest beauty lies. Not in a universe that breaks its own rules, but in a universe whose rules are so profound, so intricate, that they can conspire to create such a perfect mirage. The cosmos does not need to be lawless to be magical. The magic is in the laws themselves. It is a testament to the grand cosmic architecture. That perspective alone can paint a picture of the impossible. It shows us that reality is a tapestry, woven from light and distance and time. And if you look from just the right angle, the threads align to show you a dragon, a ghost, a ship moving faster than the light that reveals it. The wonder is not that a law was broken. The wonder is that the laws are so elegant, they can write their own fiction. They can stage a performance on a galactic scale, a play of shadows and light, that fools us into believing in ghosts. And we, the audience, can only sit back in the quiet darkness and applaud the sheer artistry of it all. The universe as the ultimate illusionist. And in this cosmic illusion, this beautiful paradox of light and time, perhaps we can find a reflection of our own inner worlds. Have you ever felt a worry that seems to move faster than you can? A single thought that arrives in your mind, and suddenly it is everywhere at once. It looms larger than life. It races ahead, casting long, distorted shadows on the path before you. It appears to break all the rules of reason, moving at an impossible speed, growing with an impossible momentum. This is the very nature of a mind caught in a difficult angle. We stand directly in the path of our own concern, and so it appears to be rushing toward us. A blinding light, an unstoppable force. We forget that we are the observer. We forget that we can choose where to stand. The geometry of calm now, imagine you can simply drift. Gently, effortlessly, you shift your point of view. You are no longer standing in the direct path of this rushing thought. You move to the side, floating in the quiet, empty space around it. From this new vantage point, the illusion softens and dissolves. The impossible speed slows to a gentle, steady pace. The overwhelming brightness becomes a single, manageable point of light. The shadow that stretched for miles now shrinks back to its true and simple size. Nothing has changed about the problem itself. The object is still moving, the concern is still there. But by changing your perspective, you have changed its power over you. You have restored order. You see it now for what it is, not a cataclysm breaking the laws of your world, but a simple object moving along its own track in its own time. The universe did not break its laws for that distant jet of light, and your world is not breaking now. There is a natural rhythm to all things, even to the things that trouble us. From this place of quiet observation, you can feel that rhythm again. Breathe in the stillness of this new perspective. Feel the knot of urgency gently untie. There is order here. There is peace in understanding the true shape of things. Let the calm of the cosmos become the calm of your mind as you drift and release. Let your focus soften now. Allow the image of that impossible light-speed quasar to dissolve. like a single grain of luminous sand, falling back onto an endless cosmic shore. We pull our awareness back, further and further still. That brilliant beacon, that paradox of light, is now just one whisper in a chorus of mysteries, a single shimmering thread in a tapestry so vast it defies the loom of our waking thoughts. The universe is not a simple, solved equation. It is a living poem, written in a language we are only beginning to learn. And that quasar is not a mistake in the text. It is an invitation to read more deeply the unseen architecture. Imagine for a moment that the galaxies we see, the spiraling cities of stars, are merely the lights on a grand, invisible structure. Like foam on a deep, unseen ocean wave, there is a presence in the cosmos that we cannot see, a quiet, gravitational weight. It does not shine. It does not burn. It casts no light, and it casts no shadow. We call it dark matter. But a name is just a label for a mystery. It is the silent shepherd, gently guiding the flock of stars, the invisible framework on which galaxies are built. It is the roots of the cosmic tree, whose glowing fruits are the star systems we know. It holds everything together, with an embrace we can only measure, never see. It is the steady, silent mass that gives the universe its heft, its form, its grace. It is the quiet confidence of the night, the gentle exhale of space, and as we drift in this unseen architecture, we can feel another force, something even more subtle, even more profound. It is not a pull, but a gentle push, a slow, cosmic breath, exhaling over billions of years. We call it dark energy, another name for another beautiful question. Imagine the fabric of space itself is slowly and peacefully stretching. Not tearing, not rushing, but unfurling, like a vast, dark flower opening its petals to the void. This gentle, insistent breath is creating more space between the galaxies, pushing them away from each other, not with violence, but with the quiet, inevitable tide of existence. It is the universe, dreaming of more room, a silent, expansive thought that continues to ripple outwards. Continents of night, these great unknowns, dark matter, dark energy, are not problems to be solved. They are not errors in the grand design. Think of them as dark continents on the map of our knowledge, vast, unexplored lands, shrouded in a beautiful, peaceful twilight. They are not empty. They are simply unseen, waiting for a different kind of explorer. And tonight, your mind is the vessel for that journey. As you drift deeper into rest, you are setting sail across the calm, dark sea of consciousness. Your destination, these sleeping continents of mystery, there are no charts here, no compasses but your own peaceful breath. In your dreams, you can walk the shores of these hidden worlds. You can feel the gentle gravity of the unseen and float on the slow, outward breath of space. For in sleep, the rules of the waking world dissolve, and the greatest mysteries of the universe become gentle landscapes waiting for you to explore. And so, we drift in the presence of this impossibility, this beautiful, silent breaker of rules. It is natural, in the face of such a profound mystery, to feel small, to feel as though the ground of what we know has vanished. But that is a story for the waking world. Here, in the soft currents of sleep, we can learn a different truth. The universe does not present us with this paradox to cause us fear. It offers it as a gift, a reminder that the story is not over. The final page has not been written. A library of whispers. Imagine the cosmos as an infinite library, a place of perfect, silent awe. The shelves are not made of wood, but of spun starlight and dark matter. Each book is not bound in leather, but in nebula dust and the shimmer of 1,000,000,000 years. We have read so many of these books. We have learned the elegant language of gravity. We have translated the poetry of light. We have understood the steady rhythm of planetary motion, and we have come to believe we know the entire story. But the library is endless. Its shelves stretch into corridors of shimmering, silent black. There are countless volumes we have not yet opened, countless tales written in languages we do not yet understand. This traveler, this impossible messenger, is not an error in the story. It is simply a word from a book we haven't opened yet. A single, beautiful verse from a chapter far, far ahead. The fact that it exists does not erase what we know. It simply tells us there is so much more to learn, so much more beauty to uncover. It is a promise that the wonder will never, ever run out. The comfort of an unfinished map. Think of our knowledge as a map of a great, dark ocean. We have charted the coastlines with brilliant light. We have named the familiar harbors and the safe passages. We feel secure within this glowing territory. But beyond the charted waters, the map is blank. The waking mind might call this emptiness terrifying, a void, a nothingness. But the dreaming mind knows better. It is not a void. It is potential. It is a space for dragons of light and serpents of silver dust. It is an ocean of unwritten lullabies. This impossible object is a current from that uncharted deep. It flows into our known world not as a threat, but as an invitation. It whispers of new islands of thought, new continents of understanding. The universe holding its secrets is not a sign of its indifference. It is a sign of its infinite depth. It means there is always another story to be told, another cosmic melody to be heard for the very first time. These mysteries are not problems to be solved in a panic. They are the universe's gentle way of saying, "Hush now, rest. There is so much more wonder waiting for you tomorrow." The unknown is not a cold, empty room. It is a warm, dark cradle, humming with songs you have yet to hear, and you can drift into them now, safely, soundly, asleep. And as our traveler vanishes into the impossible, we pull our gaze back until the whole of creation comes into view. Feel the universe around you, not as a static photograph, but as a living, breathing, moving thing, a silent, cosmic ballet performed just for you. The grand, silent waltz, imagine the great galaxies, luminous whirlpools turning in the dark, spirals of diamond dust and soft blue light. They drift through the void like celestial ships, their courses set for eons, each one a city of 1,000,000,000 suns spinning in a slow, patient, perfect harmony. They do not rush, they simply are, in motion. Within these spinning arms, stars are born. They ignite in gentle clouds of pearlescent gas, a soft pulse of light in a velvet nursery. A new dancer has joined the floor, and elsewhere ancient stars grow tired. Their fires dim to a warm, red glow, like the embers of a distant hearth. With a final quiet sigh, they release their stardust back into the night, a silent firework, a gift to the future. Closer still, planets trace their eternal paths, perfect silent circles around their parent suns. Imagine them as spheres of jade and sapphire, rolling gracefully across black velvet. Each follows its own rhythm, its own private orbit, held in a gentle embrace by a force we call gravity. But here it feels like music, and across this immense cosmic ballroom, ethereal strokes of color appear, jets of plasma stretching for millions of light years. They are not violent explosions, but soft ribbons of light, celestial illusions painted by forces beyond our grasp. An artist's brush stroke, adding impossible beauty to the quiet dark. Everything moves, everything flows, from the smallest moon to the largest supercluster. All is connected in a gentle, unending rhythm, a cosmic dance of creation and release, of light and shadow, peaceful, silent, eternal. And as you drift, you become part of this dance, a quiet observer, letting go into the deep calm of it all. Let us drift back now, back to that image in your mind, the point of light, moving impossibly fast across the velvet darkness. We first saw it as a problem, a cosmic error, a line of code that breaks the beautiful, orderly physics of the universe. But perhaps we were looking at it all wrong. Breathe in slowly, and let's look again. Not with the eyes of a scientist searching for an error, but with the soul of an artist, beholding a masterpiece, a portrait painted with light. This object is not a paradox, it is a performance, a piece of cosmic art created by the universe itself. Imagine this celestial body as a painter's brush, dipped in starlight. The canvas is the vast, patient expanse of space-time. The brush moves across the canvas, not with impossible speed, but with an exquisite angle, a perfect glancing trajectory relative to you, the observer. It casts its light forward, a steady, radiant stream. But because of its angle, the light it emitted long ago and the light it emits now have a race to your eyes, a race across eons. The older light has a longer journey, the newer light has a shorter path, and so they arrive together. 1,000 years of movement, compressed into a single, breathtaking moment, a stroke of impossible velocity painted on the sky. It is not a broken law. It is a masterpiece of perspective. The truth of the illusion. This beautiful illusion does not hide the truth. It reveals a deeper one. It speaks of the profound, intricate relationship between light and time and distance. They are not separate things. They are a braid, woven together. 3 strands of the same cosmic story. The object's journey is real, the light's journey is real, and the illusion born between them is also real. It is a truth about the nature of perception itself. What we are seeing is a temporal echo, a memory of light arriving out of sequence, creating a fiction more beautiful than fact. So release the need to solve it. Let the puzzle dissolve. See it now for what it is. A silent poem written in photons, a testament that the universe is not always what it seems. That reality is often more subtle, more graceful, more wondrous than our simple expectations allow. It is a reminder that sometimes the most beautiful truths are wrapped in the most elegant illusions, a perfect, shimmering thought to carry you now into the quiet depths of your rest. The journey across the impossible is drawing to a close. Our traveller, that streak of paradox against the velvet black, continues on its path, beyond our imagination, beyond our need to understand. It fades now, a whisper of light returning to the infinite hum of the cosmos. The questions it raised were never meant to be answered. They were meant to be held. Held so gently that your own thoughts had no room to crowd in. The puzzle was a gift, a space for your mind to wander. And now its purpose is fulfilled. The mind is quiet. The space has been made. The last echo of starlight, imagine that last glimmer of impossible speed. See it shrink into the distance, becoming just another star in a tapestry of billions, indistinguishable from the rest. Its story dissolves into the grand, silent epic of the night sky. The theories, the paradoxes, the broken laws of physics, they are all unraveling, becoming loose threads of starlight, drifting away on a solar wind. They are no longer your thoughts to carry. Let them go. Watch them float away like cosmic dust, glittering for a moment, and then vanishing into the profound, peaceful dark. The grand theatre of space is closing its curtains. The performance is over for tonight. All that remains is a deep and resonant silence, a quiet that holds everything and asks for nothing. Returning to the stillness, the journey outward is complete, and now begins the gentle journey inward. Feel the vastness of space recede, and sense the comforting closeness of the room around you. The only gravity that matters now is the gentle, reassuring weight of your body, the soft pull of the mattress holding you, supporting you completely. You are anchored. You are safe. The endless, cold vacuum of space makes this small, warm, quiet place feel like the center of the universe. And it is. This is your universe now. The space contained behind your closed eyelids, a darkness that is not empty, but full of potential, full of rest, full of peace. This is your private nebula, where dreams are born from stillness. The rhythm of your own cosmos, let go of every last thought of stars and galaxies, let go of light and shadow, and bring your awareness to something much closer, much simpler. The gentle rhythm of your own breathing. Feel the soft rise of your chest as you inhale, and the effortless fall as you exhale. This is the most ancient and steady motion, the quiet engine of your own inner world. Each breath is a tide, gently washing in and gently washing out. There is nothing you need to do, nothing to change. Simply notice this rhythm, this gentle, persistent pulse of life, the air entering and the air leaving. A simple, perfect cycle, in and out, rising and falling. This breath is your anchor to the present moment, to this peaceful, quiet harbor of sleep. The universe can wait. Its mysteries can wait. Tonight there is only this gentle motion, this simple peace, the rise and the fall, the quiet drifting down into deep, deep sleep. And so our journey to the edge of possibility comes to a gentle, quiet close. We have witnessed a cosmic phantom, an illusion painted by light, speed, and immense distance. Or perhaps a true mystery, a question whispered from the heart of a distant galaxy. Whether it is a trick of cosmic geometry, a jet of plasma playing with our perception, or a hint of physics yet to be written, its story is a lullaby of the infinite. It reminds us that the universe is filled with such wonders, with melodies written in the language of stars waiting to be heard. Thank you for traveling with me tonight. May your dreams be as vast, as peaceful, and as beautiful as the cosmos itself. And if you found solace in this journey, subscribe for more voyages into the quiet corners of the universe. Now, it is time to rest. Sleep, sleep deeply, sleep well.